Hola chicos!
I'm really nervous.
Got stage fright.
Yeah. Hi guys, so this video is sort of gonna be in two parts. The first part is this because the main one, which is a Q&A, the main question we got was how we met, so we thought it was a better idea to do these on a separate video so we can tell the whole story. So that's what this is gonna be. This is my boyfriend.
Hey, you alright? Sorry, I meant hola chicos!
And where are you from?
I'm from a little town in the northwest of England called Burn.
That's too specific.
Near Manchester, in England.
You're gonna cut this video. You're gonna cut this video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun cutting this video. A lot of fun cutting this video. This is like when kids try and make a YouTube video for the first time,
yeah.
and they just can't get any words out or do anything.
Yeah. Anyway, so the whole point of this is that if you follow either of us on our Instagrams, we're in a long distance relationship. I'm from Mexico. Many people don't know that. I mean, if you watch my videos, you do. But if you only follow me from my Instagram, then I do get that question a lot. I am 100% from Mexico and he lives in the UK, but he's now visiting me. So, like I said, a lot of you were curious on how we met. Now, all of this starts, I'm gonna start the story. All of this starts back in April 2020, so it was just the beginning of quarantine here in Mexico and I think probably worldwide.
I think it was March.
March was the beginning of quarantine.
No, I met you in March.
No. No.
We've already got this story wrong.
You met me in April.
Right, she's always right about everything, so
you sent
I'll
me a
follow your
message.
lead.
You sent me a message the 12th of April. That's the first time you messaged me.
Oh, is that why I made it our thing? We're going off track here.
Yeah,
Go on,
okay.
you carry on with the story.
So, right, so just to put a little bit of things like into perspective, back then it was the beginning of quarantine. I was in university and because of the quarantine, obviously we had to go on lockdown. Now that I didn't have to go to university, I had a lot of free time during the day. So I thought that I was just starting because I know that on Instagram I'm mainly known sort of like a film photographer. That's my thing and I have quite some following because of that. But back then I had like 2,000 followers and it was just my family and friends and people that I knew. And I was just starting to experiment with photography more of like in a professional way. I was just like, yeah, I was trying to become better at it. And the fact that we went into lockdown helped a lot. So I decided to go to my rooftop for different weeks, different days, and try to come up with new ideas and just, I guess, try to like discover myself in a photography type of way.
I think you found it.
Yeah, thank you, babe.
And she's the best.
Ah, thank you.
Just to put my 2 cents in with this part of the story.
And anyway, since high school, probably one of my favorite bands has always been The Smiths. I love that band so much. So I decided to do a photo shoot inspired on The Smiths with a Smiths
Vibe.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
Album
the word.
cover vibe.
Yeah, The Smiths inspired. I was doing all of this with my phone also, which is just, I wish I would have done all of that on film. But anyway. So I went to the rooftop and I shot those photos and then I edited them on Photoshop and trying to make sort of like as if they looked like they were covers of The Smiths, like an album cover. And then I really liked the result. So I did the covers, one for each of my favorite Smiths song and I did like 4 or 5 different pictures. And I ended up really liking it and I was on this Facebook group that it was sort of like a Smiths fans group and it has like a lot of people in it, like over 100k people in it. It's an insane group. It's really big.
It was actually a shit posting group, but
Yeah,
you
but I didn't know.
Smith's shit posting group.
I just thought it was for fans. Anyway, so like I said, I was looking at that moment to grow my Instagram. So I thought like, oh, you know, I would just put these pictures on and then I can add my Instagram in there and hopefully a lot of people will see it and they'll follow me. I was really nervous because I was not sure. I'm still not sure. I have like, how do you call this? Like an imposter, not disease. How do you call this?
An imposter disease. I don't know what you're talking about.
Syndrome. I'm sorry, I'm thinking in Spanish. The imposter syndrome, where I just don't think I'm like good enough ever if I do stuff. So I actually spoke about this for like days with my best friend, with David, and with another friend and and I was like, should I post this? Should I not post it? Like, are they good enough? Are they not? Like, what if people laugh at me? What if, like, I don't know, I get hate because it's Facebook and you always get trolls like that. David told me like, no, you should totally post them, just go and do it, like, who cares? And I'm like, I never post anything on Facebook, like, never. I never upload anything. So he told me like, just do it, and at the end of the day, like, worst case scenario, you just delete the post and that's it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So I posted the pictures and they did quite well. It got like probably over 1,000 likes, which I thought it was nice. I wasn't expecting that, and especially because I rarely used Facebook back then. And a lot of flirty comments with this myth related, like the queen is alive, and
oh, the queen is alive. That's the worst thing.
There was another one like
the
there's a club
of Smith's Facebook came for you.
Someone posted there's a club if you like to go.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh no.
So there were like a couple of comments that way.
This charming woman.
Surprisingly, no one posted that. No one said that. And that was that. It did got me quite a bit of following, some followers on Instagram, and I was happy with that. And then I feel like I can't really remember how many days after, but a couple of days after, an account like spammed me of likes.
I don't know where she's going with this part of the story.
Like tons of likes, like every single post of me. And then I had a film picture where it was me on my back and you could see my jeans, and I had some flowers, and obviously it was like the Smiths inspired as well. And this account commented Morrissey and a black heart and like some flowers, and I was like, okay, so this person clearly followed me because of the Smiths group. So I clearly noticed, because I never check, like it's gotten to a point where I don't really stalk people. I don't know how to say it. It's not that, I never follow back, but I don't tend to follow back. But obviously I noticed this, so I was like, okay, it got me curious. So I clicked on it and I saw that it was all horror. It was all like horror collectibles and stuff, but the bio on his Instagram said like the Smiths and a heart or something like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, obviously it comes from this Facebook group. So I like horror, like I like my share of horror.
Good. As you should.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of some horror movies like Scream, Silence of the Lambs. Like I like it. And I mean, at the end of the day, this channel started like a true crime, so I've always been sort of like into the spooky, paranormal, true crime, horror vibe thing. So I was like, oh, well, that's sweet. It was a nice account. Yeah, sure. I don't know, just something in me. Like, something in me told me, yeah, follow back. So I followed him, and like a second after, I got a message saying like, thank you so much for following me.
I don't recall the story going quite this way.
It did. And he texted me. Obviously it was his account. I haven't said it on this whole talk, but it was his account. And he told me like, oh, hi Pame, like, thank you so much for following me back. I love your photography, but like, he sent me like a, a small paragraph. And I was like, okay. No, I'm joking.
The cheek of that.
I'm joking.
You cheeky bitch. When do I get to say my side of how the story went?
After I say a couple.
It didn't actually go anything like that.
We'll hear how it went from your
She actually messaged me first.
No, that's not
begging
true.
for attention.
That is not true.
She was desperate on her knees.
So he sent me that, and I was like, alright. And I said like, oh, no.
I'm starting to think I made the bad decision.
No. Look, after that, I answered him and I was like, oh yeah, hey, no problem. And I said like, I'm quite of a horror fan myself.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
So I thought your page looked good as well. Like, I like your content as well. He was like, oh, that's great. And then he asked me some questions like, oh, because we started speaking about the Smiths. Oh, I think I told him like, I saw that you like the Smiths on your bio and horror, so it's like two main things that I like as well, and blah, blah, blah. Then he told me like, oh, what other groups do you like? And I was like, oh, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. So he was like, oh, well, I'm from the UK, so I like the Beatles too, blah, blah, blah. And he told me like, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Mexico. And you're like, oh, you're like on the other side of the world. And I'm like, yeah. And I got like 10 messages on, like, yeah, later. I remember you wrote me like, oh, what did it say? You said
It was
something.
obviously nothing impressive.
No,
or-
yeah. You said something like, oh, something like, I'm just starting to know you, or something like that. You do belong to the north of England, or something like that. You told me something like that. And I thought that was very sweet. And I don't know, just like we clicked immediately, I guess, because from that point on, literally from that first message he sent me until now, we haven't stopped speaking.
No,
So,
ever.
yeah. Well, there was 1 month where he ghosted me.
We can't include that in the video. We can't include that in the video.
Why not? Let people see who you
We
truly
can't
are.
include that.
Let people see who. Nah, I'm kidding.
We can't put that in the video.
Why not?
That makes it look so bad.
That's how it was.
Well, it might have
You
been.
can cut it out if you want. You'll edit this video anyway.
Yeah, I'll get the executive cut of this, this video.
Final cut. So yeah, from that point on, we haven't stopped talking. And then we were talking like 24/7. I don't know. Again, we sort of like immediately clicked. We had so many things in common. And then okay, you get to the story very soon. Don't worry. I'll let you.
It's your channel. I'm here as a guest star.
I just
so-
want to see, like, I want to share my point of view first.
Yeah.
And then I'll get you to do.
Yeah.
I'll let you do the talking. Well, I can't speak right now. So a few days after, he told me like, oh, we like to video call. No, I remember. Okay, first things first. I'm sorry, it's because there's a couple of like cute things. So he would text me like insanely fast, but insanely like I've never known anyone that would text me back that fast. I remember I even told my sister, like, it's insane how I take like 6 hours to text him back, and he answers me in like 5 seconds.
This
Like,
is the highlight of my day.
oh, I know. But I felt really bad because I forgot. You know, to me, it was not like, I have a lot of friends online, and it was very common for me back then to make a lot of online friends. So I have a lot of online friends from different parts of the world because I love meeting people from other cultures and so on. And there are people who I'm really, really close to. I video call with them every now and again and so on. And so to me, when he first spoke to me, I was like, yeah, well, now I'm gonna have a friend from the UK, like a very close friend from the UK, and yeah, we're gonna video chat and be close, but that's it. Like, never in 1,000 years would I think like, oh, I'm gonna be in a long distance relationship. Like, it just...
Why? What's wrong with me?
Oh, says the guy where
What's wrong with my... What was wrong with the first impression?
I'm not gonna get to that point yet, but I begged him and he was like, I don't want to have a girlfriend right now and I don't want to be in a long distance relationship. But we're not gonna get to, so you don't get to tell me, and you don't get to say anything about that. So,
I was young and naive. It was a different time.
so anyway, so yeah, to me I was just like, well, yeah, he's a nice guy, he's a nice friend, but that's it. So that's why, because I'm the people that are close to me will know that I'm terrible at answering messages. I would just answer him as like any other friend that I have, which is like once a day. It's the truth. But he would answer to me so fast, and there was always just like something that caught my attention. And it's very funny because I have messages with my best friend, with David, and I would tell him like, oh, because he would send me covers of, like, because he plays piano and guitar, so he would send me videos of him playing some songs that I like my favorite Beatles song and things like that, or songs from the Smiths, because we met thanks to that.
Cheers, Moz.
And I was just like, oh, like, that's so sweet. I don't know, like, it would melt my heart. And so I would tell my friend David, and he was like, are you sure you're not into him? Like, you don't like him? And I'm like, me? Like, no.
She's only like this when there's a camera rolling.
Not
She's never this cheeky. Never, ever, ever, never.
But it's the truth.
She's playing
I was
it up
like,
for you
no,
guys. She's playing it up.
It's the truth. I was like, he's a great friend. I like him. I have screenshots of his messages. I'm like, he's a great friend. I like him, but I just see him as a friend. Like, that's it. Because at that point, it was not that long after I've broken up another relationship. So I was not even interested. I was not even looking. Like, I was just like, I don't want to be in a relationship either. Like, it just, I don't know. But obviously, I did fail. And David told me, he's like, I bet you that you're gonna end up falling for him. And I did.
At what point?
Almost.
How many Smiths covers did I have to send you before?
And so anyway, like a few days after we started talking, he told me like, oh, so at some point on like the first week we started talking, he told me like if I could send a video speaking, because he was curious about my accent. So I sent him a video of me speaking to show him my voice as well, because he wanted to know how I sounded like. So I sent him a video of me speaking Spanish and speaking English, and I told him like, okay, now it's your turn, so you need to send me a video of you, because I wanted to hear the British accent. And he sent me a video, and he was so nervous. He was so cute. He was like extremely. I've never seen a person that nervous. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so shy," and I was like, "Oh."
Oh god, yeah. I remember the video. That was like a Michael Myers moment. Power going out.
What happened? Oh, I need to turn this on again.
What the hell? Oh!
Is that still recording?
What's
The
happening?
power went off in the computer. It doesn't have any battery.
Oh my god.
What? How?
And he told me on this video like, oh, this video was like 40 seconds long, so it was quite like a longish video, and it was 40 seconds of him saying like, I was just wondering like maybe if you want to like video call sometime, but if you want to like just if you're into that sort of thing. I was just like, I don't know, it's up to you though, it's up to you. It was just like 40 seconds of that.
You still have the video?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you still have it. What kind of question is that?
I do have that video.
I have to see that today. I want to watch that again.
If you want to, you can add it here. I don't have the full video, but I
Yeah.
have the part where you say that.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can add it
I'll
here
throw that
if you
over.
want.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll talk to you soon, hopefully. And maybe we should video chat sometime and have a proper talk if you're into that, if you want to do that. It's up to you. But
So yeah.
Did I have hair like a
Yeah,
baby
baby
bird?
bird. Yeah. And you're like, I don't think I sound posh or anything, but this is my accent.
Definitely don't sound posh. I'm from Burnley. Did I actually say that in the video? I don't think I sound
Yeah,
posh. Yeah,
yeah.
but to be fair,
You were like, I'm
yeah.
no Morrissey. But
He puts it on. Yeah, but you expected me to sound like I was from like London or something, like you some Mary
You-
Poppins kind of accent.
you sound to me
but-
that way anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so after that I was like, okay, yeah, let's video call. So we video called it the following day. And again, I was really nervous. So I remember that we did it like on my 4 a.m. So it could be his sort of morning. So I was like doing my makeup at 3 a.m. because I was like, I don't want to, I'm not going to be in pajamas. So I put some nice clothes and I did my makeup at 3 a.m. so I could video call him at like 4 a.m. so it would be alright for him. And again, we immediately clicked on that video call. And after that, we've basically been video calling every day since.
Ever since.
We didn't stop, and he had to go. We video called for like 2 or 3 hours, I think, and then he had to go. Your mom was rushing you. He told me like, oh, I just don't want to go, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, like, don't worry. He's like, well, can I video call you tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he's been video calling me ever since, like literally. And all right, now I'll let you. Up until this point, I don't know what's been your perspective. I'll say that again.
Trying to compute English.
Yeah. Up until this point, I don't know what's been your perspective. Like, what was your perspective from the first moment you saw my pictures on Facebook until you sent me a message and all that? Now it's your turn.
Right. Well, my side of the story is, well, you pretty much said it all, really. But from my perspective of it, of course, I saw your photos that you did of the Smiths, style photos that you photo shoot that you did, and you put it in the Smiths group. And obviously I loved the photos because I love the Smiths. For those of you who don't know, I don't know who wouldn't know, but the Smiths are a band from Manchester, the north of England near me, and I have a strong connection with that band and everything like that, and I'm a big fan. And seeing those photos, I just thought were really cool. I always, from the love of the Smiths, I love the style of those album covers, and I just thought, it's really cool that someone's tried to recreate photos in the album cover style. They were just beautiful photos.
Yeah.
And I loved them, and I thought you were beautiful too. So in a completely non-creepy way, I go on a profile, I find her Instagram, and I follow her. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah?
It's the best decision I've ever made in my life.
But then what made you send me a message thanking me for following you back?
I just thought you
Or
were
did
fit.
you just thank everyone that follows you back?
I just thought you were fit. No, but seriously though, I really loved the photos, and I thought, I want to tell her that, I thought that they were really great photos. And then when we started talking and stuff, and you said that you love horror movies, I just thought, wow, what a combination that is. She's a bloody hell. I've been interrupted
My
with these
sister's
lights.
production,
Well,
she's on TikTok. And now it's gonna be like,
it's the most shoddy YouTube video you've ever seen.
No, it's called the freaking Dominic's computer. My sister's computer was doing just fine, and then Dominic's computer comes here and it up everything.
what's going on?
As I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, when you told me that you liked horror films,
Yeah.
that's where we were. Well, that's my cup of tea. And I thought, wow, you know, this girl's stunning, and she loves the Smiths, and she loves horror movies. And, well, you like horror movies and that, but you told me that you're a big fan of cinema. I'm a huge fan of cinema, and I think that's also quite a massive part of our relationship. We both watch a ridiculous amount of films. You know, we love all that pop culture, and, you know, we love the same music and everything like that. And as you said, I said to you that, you know, you belong in the north of England. Well, Pame came to visit England for the first time, summer 2022, and she lived with me and my family for about a month. It proved it, because you fit in just perfectly,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I
Besides
forgot
a
to
few
say
cultural
something.
differences that we will be talking about in a future video.
I forgot to say something. One of the first messages he sent me as well, it was like, I can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about something that we both had interested. And he told me like, wow, we'll never stop talking. We're friends for life now.
I might tend to throw some shade at you.
Yeah, that was the first. I was
Friend
like,
zone you.
yeah, so friend zone right away. And I was like, yeah, best friends forever.
Psycho girlfriend intensifies
Yeah.
there.
So to compliment, to move on a bit on the timeline. Yeah, we became great friends, and after the first couple of video calls, I was like, all right, yeah, I like him. And I feel like we were sort of very flirty, almost right from the start. Like we were hinting to each other that we were attracted to each other. But he always told me, he always made it 100% clear, like, I don't want to have a girlfriend. I don't see myself with a girlfriend right now. I don't want one.
There's context for that.
And on top of that, I don't want to be in a long distance relationship, because it's, you know, it's too much work, and it's like, I don't want to be dealing with that right now. So I'm like, I don't want a girlfriend, and I don't want a long distance relationship in this particular moment of my life, and I don't know when I'm gonna want one. And I was like, well.
But there's context. So to go on from that is that you know, the last time I was in a relationship was like when I was 14, 15. So that was 8 years ago. Because I felt like, you know, I'm really young. I don't really want a serious relationship kind of thing. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing in my life at this moment in time, or what I really want to do. You know, and this goes for when we met each other. And I thought, you know, a relationship on top of that, like, I don't know if it's the right choice to do something like that. And then especially a long distance relationship, because the idea of that is so, you know, to most people would think it's stupid.
It gets a really bad rep.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid. So yeah, I just thought, you know, the idea of a long distance relationship was really stupid. And I still think it kind of is, in a way, because it's like, you know, it's not really the best life choice to make, is it? You know, it's not practical in any way, shape or form, and it's, you know, gonna make things difficult. However, I did tell you, if I was to be in a relationship again, I would want it to be with the person who I want to spend the rest of my life with, because, you know, I don't really care for girlfriends and relationships and all that. And I was like, you know, but if I meet someone who I get on with like so well, who like I can be, you know, whatever, then I'd go for it. And obviously after that period of time, I came to my senses, and I realised that obviously,
which, by the way, this period of time was like 2 years. So I was friend zoned for like 2 years, okay? It's not like just a month or no.
You always knew how I felt.
It was tricky, and it was sometimes hard for me, because I was really in love with him.
And I did understand that.
I was really in love with him, and we would be flirty, and we would treat each other as girlfriend and boyfriend. He would just say like, yeah, the next time I'm in a relationship, it's gonna be with the woman I want to be for the rest of my life, and that would only be you. And I'm like, well, there you go, there's your answer. And he's like, but I don't want it right now. And I'm like, but you're so sure. And he's like, and you treat me like your girlfriend anyway. You know, he would call me like cute names, and we would tell that we love each other sometimes, and we would see each other every single day. We knew everything about each other. It's just like, I've told him, like, in many, well, I guess arguments that we had when I was really heartbroken, I told him like, we're basically boyfriend and girlfriend, just we don't have the label, we don't have that title, but technically we are in a relationship. He was like, no. And I was like, he was just afraid. He was afraid.
Yeah, because it's such a big life change a massive decision, and you know, like I wasn't happy doing the job I was working in. I know that has nothing to do with this, but it kind of does, because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life either at the same time. And yeah, I don't know, things were hard, but over time things became more clear, and I eventually realised what was important and what I wanted, and
yeah, I don't know, all of this. So we did had some, as any other relationship, but I guess a long distance, it's a bit, you get that a bit more often. I guess it depends on the couple, but obviously we did have like rocky moments, like bumpy.
you realise who the optimistic person is in this relationship.
But it's the truth. Wait, it's the truth, because like at some point I got fed up because I felt like I was being a fool. Because I was like, it's been 2 years and I felt like he had me like...
Payasa?
Yeah, like I felt like a clown. I felt like he's telling me like, yes, I love you. Yes, you're the love of my life. Yes, I wouldn't have anyone else. But we're not dating and you're not my girlfriend and it's nothing serious. It's like,
Promise
I don't
I'm
know.
not that much of a dick.
No, you're not. But like, I don't know. It got to a point where I was like, you know what? I just can't wait for you forever. Especially with long distance, that you get a lot of insecurities. Like in a normal relationship, you will get your normal amount of insecurities. But long distance, I will get like even more. And I am quite an insecure person. I will get even more. And I was like, the fact that we don't have a label, as stupid as it may sound, but the fact that you go around the world just saying like, I'm single, I don't have a girlfriend, it would just create me more insecurities. It would just be like, well, I need some sort of like confirmation that would make me feel better. So I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to be going on in this game of, yeah, I love you, but I don't want to be with you right now, but you're the love of my life. But it was just so I don't know, it was messing me up. I'm pretty sure like I told him in a way, and I also started to distance myself. I wouldn't video call with him much anymore. I would rarely message him back. And I just started to, I guess, make myself unlike him, unlove him. I don't know, just try to like get rid of that crush. I was like, I'll just move on with my life, you know, like yes, it was a great friendship, it was a great thing, but I'll just move on. And it was in that second when I started like distancing myself that he would like be on top of me more. I remember that one time I texted you back and you answered me right away, and I told him, you never answer this quick, because we were like in a rocky moment. And he told me like, oh well, I just know that like as we currently are, if I get a message from you, I know that that's my daily dose of you, because I would only answer to him once a day, because he's like, that's it from you, because I was trying to like distance myself. And I don't know, just something changed on him. Like he suddenly was like, you know what, I thought about it, and yes, I want to be the rest of my life with you, and I want this to work, and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna book my ticket, I'm gonna go and see you. And it just changed it from night to morning.
Pretty much stop being a big idiot.
Yeah.
Realizing what was important. Also, from that point, I think, you know, that was 3 years ago. Well, I mean, since we've met.
Yeah.
And I think that it's amazing to see how different we are. Not different as in like who we are.
Yeah.
But the growth of us as people, especially me.
He did wanted to ask me. Well, I wanted for him to ask me like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Because if you know a bit of like cultural things, obviously
Yes,
in Mexico, this is like a big thing, you know, to get that question. And in Europe, that's not really a thing that you do.
No.
But I told him like, I want you to do it. But he told me like, I'm not gonna say it to you. Like, I'm not gonna make it official until I see you in person. Mm-hmm. And I was like, now I gotta wait for this.
Well, this is the thing, because you know, in Mexico, you know, it's a massive deal. It's like a marriage proposal, just asking someone to be your girlfriend. Whereas in England, you could just be sat there having tea, and you'll be like, oh, boyfriend, girlfriend, yeah, well then, yeah, sure. And it's easy that way, you know, and it's great. But over here, you know, you get the whole mariachi, and all of a sudden, you know, I love you and all, and then, you know, get your ring or something like that.
But
I met you in the middle, didn't I? And this was a nice thing, I think it was. Because when I came to Mexico to see her for the first time, we took a trip to Cancun, and we were in like a swimming pool, and it was really nice. It was the 12th of April.
Which was the first day he sent me a message.
Yeah,
it was the anniversary of that. It was like the anniversary of us meeting.
Yeah.
Talking for the first time.
And I thought, well, this is a good time to ask, you know, if you want to be my girlfriend and stuff. He said, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and, yeah.
Officially, we've been dating for almost a year.
Yeah.
Officially. But technically, we always say we've been dating for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Because we've treated this as a relationship since the very beginning, with some bumps on the road. But he's always treated me like a girlfriend, even though he...
A queen.
Yes. Even though he
My
refused. It was really funny because he was like, no, it's a lot of work. Like, I don't want to have a girlfriend right now. it's too much work, it's too much effort. And he was already doing that work and effort because he was already treating me like a girlfriend. So I'm like, we just need the label, really. Like, you're already doing everything.
Oh,
it's like, it's too hard. It's too hard doing a long distance relationship. At the same time, we're like already doing a long distance. It's like, I don't get it.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
We should say that we're going to do more videos, aren't we, about, because we kind of jumped over some things, like when we've been talking about cultural differences and everything. So, you know, I think we're gonna do a lot of videos about that sort of thing. You know, it's a good way to start by telling the story of how it all started, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was all in the most unlikely of places, a Smiths Facebook group, a sea of virgins.
You have good taste in music.
David Smith. Yeah. So somehow I managed to get a girlfriend out of it. Life's funny sometimes.
I know. Yeah.
I want the one I can't have, well, I got it.
So yeah, I think that's basically it. I mean, that answers the question how we met. I feel like there's a lot of interesting aspects of our relationship. I don't know, I hope the story wasn't that boring. For the next video, that is obviously the Q&A. Some of the questions include, I guess, certain aspects of our relationship. So I feel like that completes this video, having a more complete story of us, I guess. One more thing on the how we met aspect, and then I'm done, I swear. It's that we had some really interesting, almost creepy things in common. We're both, when we were young, we were both like really big fans of Peter Pan. Like, Peter Pan means a lot to me. That's my favorite childhood movie from Disney. I think it's yours as well.
Yeah, my favourite Disney film, I think.
Yeah. And
it's usually my answer for my favourite Disney film. I think there's another I'm forgetting. I don't think that's important for this video though.
I like my astrological stuff, and I'm a Cancer, and he's a Cancer as well. And then I have a sister, a younger sister. My sister is a Leo, and his brother, his older brother, is a Leo. And then my mom is a Scorpio, and his mom is a Scorpio. And then my dad is an Aries, and his dad is an Aries.
Yeah.
But like
a couple of days between each other?
Yeah, his dad's birthday is a day, literally one day before my dad's birthday. So it was like the same. I don't know.
That's
feel
just
like
the tip of the iceberg with the coincidences that happen
it was
to
crazy.
us all
Like
the
it
time.
was it literally, it was, oh, I know how cheesy this is gonna sound, but it was literally as if we were like the same person.
Yeah.
I always say this. I always say that like Liam is me as a boy. We're like,
I say the same about you.
we're so
How can someone from the other side of the world have so much in common with me?
but it's
Act
just
the
not,
same as me. Think the same things as me all the time. We agree on nearly everything that we think of.
Yeah.
So connected, it's scary. And I don't believe in all that astrological stuff. But since like the amount of coincidences that happen to us every day and how similar we are, some of it's like, my God, it's, you know, it's crazy.
Sometimes it's become scary.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we say things
yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes we've said the same sentences and like...
Or send the same text, but like a very specific sentence.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It's very strange.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't need confirmation to know that you're the love of my life, but...
No.
But,
yeah,
you know,
I know.
I guess we have it.
It really is like a soulmate, not just in what we like in terms of like old films or whatever, but also morally. We're very equal in terms of like personality and morally and values and goals and like, I guess everything, you know, as a human being, we're so alike.
Look at you.
And you?
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's it. That's done. That's the video. That's the story done. If you guys have any other questions, let us know in the comments. Watch the Q&A because that's gonna be the second half. Probably is gonna be more interesting than this video. Anything else you want to ask?
Thanks for having me on the channel. It's a pleasure to be here with you doing these videos, and I love you.
I love you too. I'll add his Instagram, and he also has a YouTube channel. Yeah. A horror one.
Yeah, if you love horror films, then that's the place for you.
Because he has a big horror collection.
And if any YouTube followers don't follow her on Instagram, which I imagine they all will anyway, but you gotta check out her work. She's a published photographer. She's amazing at it. So
thank you.
Support this incredible woman.
And yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you guys for another video.
Adios.
Bye.